Welcome to DiceSized and welcome to Wish Hunter. This is a D&D audio adventure podcast where we tell bite-sized dice rolled twice told stories. This is me, your DM and friend, Robert Whitehead. And with me, as always, is my lovely table of friends and family here. We, of course, have George.
Hey, it's G playing Parable and carrying my good book and brick and ready to fuck up another wish hunter.
Oh. Wow, the energy. Wait, fuck them up? You just, oh God, you guys need to talk. I don't know. Another one.
It's a tilted plan. Well,
it's a tilted plan. Parable sounding awfully aggressive, but that totally makes sense after the fight that you guys had last session. So
did you get my health?
You're right. Fair enough. But before we get to that mysterious wizard and their pink crystal lenses, we must first get to Maya.
Hey, it's Maya. You can call me Maya. Playing Zin, who just wants to be told what to do. Just tell me. Just tell me what to do.
Discovering new Zin kinks every day. Praise King.
A kink or a lifestyle. Let's be real.
You're right.
God.
I judge.
I mean, Zin is one of the most complicated characters I've ever had, like the scenario that we had and the initiative, which I feel like I slipped a little bit in terms of the rules, but it all came out even with the dice. The dice supported at my every move as I knew it would, and those rolls turned out. And suddenly, Zin wasn't the only one restrained at the end of last session. But before we get to the rest of that recap, we have, of course,
Sav here playing Cassiopeia, who is probably getting a little bit tired of having other people's voices in her head.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's been a lot of that recently.
It's discombobulating. I just want to know my mom, man. Give me time to process.
Are you sure that motherfucker didn't steal your song?
You know what? I hadn't thought of that yet.
You have had a lot of voices in your head. Do you think Cassi, similar to someone who like knows all different brands of bottled water and can taste them apart, can like instantly tell this voice is from the weird cosmic star curse, this voice is from a spell?
I think that would come in handy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Compass like
Maybe
that
not
if
yet.
it were to exist, but
Magic mood board.
Ooh.
You know Cass is cataloging, though.
She's trying.
Yeah.
She is trying.
She's trying to find those trends, correlate some factors, and
Parable made a good point last session, and I agreed. I don't know if I can trust myself when it comes to deciding if voices are real or fake or good or bad or otherwise.
that's fair. But you guys decided to
made a point.
trust this one as you are all descending on a cloud. But again,
Trust is a loose word here, I think.
Yeah, situational too.
That's true. I'm very interested to see how you guys end up trusting or not trusting this mysterious wizard below. So without further ado, let's get to a little recap. Last time, our heroes bid Scotty a heartfelt farewell as both he and the domain faded, sending him off with a sunrise and a geyser of will-o-wisps. With Volano packed away as web-strung luggage, the party set off on Cassie's 1,000-league cloud to check in with Dapple. Raya took the reins, launching into the sky with more energy than Parable preferred. Their flight was soon interrupted. Cassi spotted arrows of light streaking upward. Atalanta, the legendary huntress from the lands of favor, revealed herself with 3 more shots of restraining magic. Zin was ensnared, Parable bolstered Raya, and Cassi called lightning upon Atalanta and her broom. Before they could react further, a wizard appeared and vanished, leaving behind a burning sigil meant to overwhelm them with revelation. The damage was severe, but most resisted. As Atalanta closed in, Cassi heard the wizard's voice in her mind, urging her to play along. Trusting the warning, the group feigned terror. The ruse worked. Atalanta was held, hexed, and charmed in rapid succession, then restrained by Papaya's webbing. Parable messaged Mojo during this downtime, confirming 2 suspicions. Yes, a wish hunter callsign Prophecy was active, and Prophecy possessed the gemstone lenses seen on the wizard below. With that, our heroes decided to descend to meet the wish hunter wizard below. We rejoin our heroes now as you all descend to the ground and see Prophecy, a woman of slight build wearing an ivory cloak that bears an hourglass upon its back. Pink gemstone spectacles cover flashes of intensely blue eyes. She holds herself confidently as she says, "Somehow, I just knew you'd trust me."
Whoa.
Do we hear this?
Yes.
How far away are we? 20
Trust
feet,
is
25 feet,
thin.
30
Roll
feet?
for intimidation.
All right. To more specifically describe the scenario, you guys are landing on this cloud. You have Volano and Atalanta strung up, and your cloud brushes the ground. And what do you do? As she looks at you so smugly and confidently, says, I knew you'd trust me.
I just imagine, because I did the cure wounds on Volano, that we're like just slowly like dropping him onto the ground. And I'm like, okay, now he made it. That was just the mental image that just went through my head. Like him just like limp, like cure wounded, but like, yeah, he's limp. Just drop him gently.
You do see his eyes have been doing some wild things since he's woken up. Again, still webbed up fully. He did die and was brought back to life after some death saves. So Volano has gone through it, and you set him off to the side to process.
We just like kind of kick him, like kicking something under the rug. We're just gonna shove him off to the side.
So yes, as you all land, Volano's pushed aside, and Lemillion says, "Well, if you don't introduce yourself, I will. She's quite pretty. Those eyes are piercing."
Maybe we let him.
Yeah. We're saving Dapple.
Or, I don't know. It's a rough first impression.
I think as a cloud gets,
Maybe he doesn't lead.
I think as the cloud gets low enough, Parable is gonna kind of flourish his pen, flip it from sword to sword, and then not raise it to her, but have it off to his side and say, "Right now, I trust you about as far as I can throw you. Where'd you get those glasses?"
Zin like steps in front. Well, Mojo said that you're one of us, so you're hey coworker.
Zen,
Hey, just trust me on this, okay?
promise we can't trust her right away. We need to figure out where she's been.
We don't have to trust her right away. We just have to make her think we trust her right away.
Kid's got hops.
Hey coworker, buddy.
Prophecy, is it?
Yes, good to meet you. And wish hunters, it seems, if my assumptions were correct.
What makes you so sure that we're going to trust you?
I don't tend to do things that I'm not certain of. And, well, I have quite a long story, if you would like the full of it, but somehow in that altercation that we had just now, I saw a way out.
Yeah, can we talk about that altercation really? What was that?
Yes.
For being on our side?
You nearly seared
that
off half
hurt.
my body.
You hurt my friends.
All my chest hair is gone.
So
Yeah, and he's been growing that one for a long time.
That was his life savings, chest hair.
I see that in you. I see that in you, and I'm sorry.
Brow furrowed, just anger.
I have had quite a long journey, and this is the first chance that I've been able to speak cleanly. I am known to her, and she looks towards Atalanta, who is all webbed up, as the wizard's wit, apprentice to the wizard Warren, who advises the Count Chance of the Lands of Favor.
That son of a bitch.
She looks at you, and I'm going to give her a roll here.
Parable accidentally says this out loud. It's more of like he hears the name and he's seeing the sigil and he still feels the heat on his body from the spell attack from earlier, I think. And he's just hears the Count Chance. He's like, that son of a bitch.
As she looks at you, she says, "Parable. Oh, the Count said you'd be meeker. I'm not usually surprised, but a man like Count Chance is typically not surprised, and he would find himself, one, surprised that you passed the seemingly impassable desert to get here. I guess we did as well, but the means that we had to do so were incredible. And to do that alone without anything as you were...
That's quite a lot of talk about me. And if you know Count Chance at all, you know you can't take his words for a sack of shit.
Whoa. Parable.
I've heard of the man that...
I felt like kind of fondled my sword off to the side. And I think after all this stimulation Parable and hearing his history talked back to him when he can barely remember it, he's furious.
Seeing your fury, she says, "Parable, I understand that you have every right from the stories of the man that Count Chance was, but he has changed in the last 5 years. In the last 10, if it is to be told, but the man that saved me from the desert,
How dare you say that monstrosity can change?
It's not him, Parable. The lands of favor are held. I have a much longer story, but to be the short and quick of it, Count Chance is a changed man, a good man, and the wizard Warren, and the woman known as Sister Wheel, who is truly a hag, the darkest of witches. They are the ones that hold the lands of favor in their grasp. Count Chance is nothing but a puppet to them anymore.
We all have a part to play. I learned that, and I did make it through that desert. I don't even remember how. But when I got here, I learned a lot. I've learned a lot with my friends here. We found our place, and if he can't accept his and you say he's changed, that man has tortured souls. That man has ripped lives away from people. He took mine.
Oh, hey. Hate to butt in to this really serious moment.
No, you don't.
Well, if I could keep the plan going, it'd be great.
You love doing this.
I do.
That's good.
So, what's our friend here's name? Did she say the witch with the broom? This one, she's right here.
Her name is Atalanta. I'm still staring at
Prophecy and Parable say it at the exact same time. Her name is Atalanta, and they go back to staring at each other.
So great, Atalanta. So nice to meet you, by the way.
And then they both say,
Really?
"Of the hunt."
So she was, it seemed, I mean, unless I was wrong, trying to kill us.
Oh yes, absolutely, and I was too, quite sincerely until about a half a second after I was stopped trying to kill you.
So that just make that make sense, please.
Lemillion says, "I know, I totally get it. Sometimes you're right about to do it, and then just the look of their eye, it's just like, not this one."
Oh, that's a softer side of you, Lemillion.
He sheathes his sword, and he says, "I don't know why I had that out."
Yeah, just kind of stick it in and leave.
You copy me all the time. It's fine.
I think he was indeed mimicking you as you flicked your sword from blade to blade.
You know what it means to be a wish hunter if you are one. Why did you hit us?
Well, one, I didn't see that you were until it was too late, and I'd already cast the spell. Well, not a spell, but magic born of my very nature. It is something that, as a wizard, it is my masterwork of a magic piece, and it allows one to see an overwhelming revelation of prophetic insight that typically stuns them, and to see you three unfazed by it, and to see how you all moved, I suspected and was suddenly certain that you three were from the Two Wells, or wish hunters, or perhaps trained by Mojo. I felt a connection that I knew was a way out.
Tell us why you go by wit and prophecy.
Well, that has to do with a much longer story than the last 10 minutes, one that has to do with the last 5 years. I had partners one day, just like you three. Coin. And he was Morris, but he wished to be a knight. I hope he got it. Sir Morris. Coin and we called him Sir for fun. Were once my wish hunter partners. Had we been successful on our last mission to recover a will of the wish that was prophesied to threaten the highlands of Domino Mountains, a simple domain called the Village of Lot. They might be my partners still. Sadly, that was more than 5 years ago now. Traveling on our mission, we were caught by a greater conflict, known as the Wanderlust. You guys give me a history check here. She says the Wanderlust.
5.
That'd be a 2.
7.
Oh, good. None of you paying attention to some of Mojo's greater and longer stories of the more terrible conflicts and storms. It's got to be hard to keep them all straight. But the Wanderlust, she describes as an astral tide swept us away before we knew it was upon us. The Wanderlust is a wandering sea of shifting silver, dotted with color pools. The cosmic storm born of wishes to be anywhere but here. And it separated the three of us. I don't know what happened to Coin and Morris, but I found myself choking on desert sands, endless dunes on all sides.
I know that place.
You've been on those sands, I am told.
I've walked them. I don't remember much.
Neither do I. Just the person that pulled me out from them.
I remember something like a hand through all the sand in my eyes. I remember bleeding. I don't remember anything more than that.
But I remember after my experience on those forsaken sands was your master.
Don't you call him that?
He is still, and he is a good one. The Hourglass Desert is known to be impassable by foot, but also by magic. Spatial magics and teleportation spell fail upon those sands. I had not foreseen that path. It was Count Chance that saved me, but it was the wizard Warren that gave me a life. I did what I had to survive, and I became his apprentice. It's only been in the last 6 months or so that the wizard Warren's leash has been loosened on me, and I have tried to contact Two Wells through mundane means for years, but only recently have I had the freedom to use arcane means without discovery.
It feels good to be free, doesn't it?
I fear I am not quite yet, but I could be.
If I've learned anything, is that even if people take care of you, it doesn't necessarily make them good.
And what is it that Mojo does for you?
Well, I mean, what is he not? I mean, he's really the best boss, best landlord.
And aren't those his glasses?
Once upon a time, yes. He gave them to me upon my graduation to the second well.
Oh, your second well? Sorry.
The highest rank, excuse me.
Oh, she doesn't.
This explains a lot. Yeah, wow. I'm impressed. Us too.
I'm less
Yeah,
mad.
yeah.
I'm less mad.
Well, too. It's where to be.
Yeah.
Which one, too?
It's great.
Well,
great.
WH.
WH. Well, too.
I feel like you're making fun of me. But
No.
No.
No. But I did. I mean, sad news. Coin, was it?
You've met Coin. Is he? I assume
Met
them
is a
lost
strong
in the
word.
multiverse.
We've met more than Coin.
We've met a lot of people. We meet people. Wish hunters of the second well out here meeting people.
What I mean is we met something that took Coin.
Oh, yeah. There
He's
were a
gone.
lot of screams.
Coin's gone.
I assume you're speaking of the wish drinker in the forest.
Wish drinker. That's a good name. Why didn't we think of that?
We just called it a
Wish
hungry
drinker.
spirit. We didn't really have any.
It's been thirsty the whole time. Permanently dehydrated.
Permanently parched.
Do you know the wish that bore it?
Do tell?
I didn't ask at the
I-
time.
We were trying to.
Give me.
Sin was like, I didn't ask, bitch. like you were saying, like, no, when we met Coin, we didn't ask. I straight up thought you were like, I didn't ask you.
Bitch, what the hell?
I didn't ask. Shut your damn mouth.
What was with
I'll
that
ask
whole
the
fucking
questions
story? Can you
here.
shut your hole? Give me an insight check.
Doesn't share with party.
Give me an insight check when she says, "What is the wish that birthed the wish drinker?"
I think Parable does open his good book to aid him in this. Doesn't have to give me any kind of roll advantage or benefit, but
I'll give you guidance. D4.
Oh, sure.
23.
Cool.
23. Cassie.
17.
Awesome.
19.
I set it in my head for DC 15 to get the main gist, which is the idea for something about the idea for more.
Yeah, I was going to say with Zenith the 23, could she be like, it seemed like it just wanted to consume everything in its path. Like it didn't matter. It was just the closest thing it would absorb almost.
Yeah, I think you also, with such a high roll there, feel almost like a relationship to it, because the wish that birthed it was like an adolescent person saying, I want more out of life.
Yeah.
And Zin has been
I want
there.
to change the world.
I want, right.
Yeah.
And so feeling that relation, it rings true that the words exactly where I wish for more.
More, yeah.
And all of you, I think, feel that in specific, but maybe find a different context to know it personally.
I think I just recall, I don't remember anything specifically, just that how dangerous when you wish ambiguously, how dangerous that can be.
Yeah. Or you can change the world. So it's not ambiguous if the person wishing for it has a good plan that
Sorry, it seems like you figured out what the wish was. I did ask you specific. I asked you, and you kind of all just kind of started talking amongst yourselves.
Sorry, we do that sometimes. We're just like so connected as wish hunters of the second well. So really connected.
Lemillion says, we're actually wish masters.
No, he's a wish master.
So it seems
He's
like
barely alive.
So you guys are having a thing.
Yes,
over here.
a thing.
But it does seem like you have uncovered what the wish was that birthed it. It seems, I can see it on your faces, all of you.
Do you know? Or are you asking us because you want to know?
Do you have homework from Mojo and you need some help?
You could just ask.
I love doing other people's homework.
I did ask.
Oh.
Okay, well,
What do you need to know for? Why?
You guys have such mean girl energy.
Sorry.
It's
true.
Parable's feeling sassy.
And we're like, ooh, fun, another wish hunter to meet, but don't be like us.
We're better.
Don't try to infiltrate this.
It was something about something about. I wouldn't dare to repeat the exact wish. Obviously, I mean, you know that as a wish hunter of the second well.
Surely a wish driven by greed.
I don't think it was greed. I think it was just maybe desperation.
I can sense that. You're pulling me into old days.
Okay, well, we can keep it more present then. Why was Atalanta trying to kill us?
Why is
in less than 45 minutes Atalanta trying to kill us?
I'll be straight with you.
Thanks.
Dang.
We were here.
That's a disappointment.
Wait, what did you say?
Dang.
We don't
I don't
want
want
to
to
be
be
straight.
I'll be clear with you.
All right.
I'll be clear with you.
It's a trick of the tongue.
I'll be straight with you. We were here.
You two together?
Yes. Was that?
Yeah, because she's the apprentice to the.
Oh, that's right.
one.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's very
Okay, I'm
two-faced.
taking notes.
Flustered by her character art.
We were sent by the Count Chance to recover something from this forest. Atalanta was the only one that knew exactly what, but
Well, what?
How helpful are you if you don't
Did she
know
tell you
even why you're
anything?
here?
I'm tired.
well, I can only assume that it was either your mysterious friend behind you
No.
or this young man to your side.
This young man.
Young man.
He's a full-grown adult. I'll
I'm
have you
35 years old.
Yeah.
know. Almost full-grown adult.
I'm sorry. It's just the way Count Chance speaks of you. It's as if he's lost a young son.
You are really not selling this Count Chance. A young son?
Rude.
I mean,
Condescending.
a young son. If he cared about Parable, then he wouldn't send someone to kill us. Okay? Parable, don't listen to this. I'm on your side, okay?
Thanks, Sin.
So back to why she's trying to kill us. We don't have anything suspicious.
Well, did she try to kill you?
Well, she shot at least 2.
I attempted to
arrows
stun
at
you,
us.
and she attempted to restrain you. Although Count Chance pushed us here, neither of us are killers at heart.
Restrain us. I'm still
Well-
burning.
Oh gosh.
Well, my powers might have undue side effects, but that is of your own accord. If your minds aren't powerful enough to handle the flood of time and the flood of...
I'm not liking your tone.
Yeah, I don't like the way this conversation is going.
I didn't actually get your
coworker.
call signs.
How did you
Oh,
make
you
it?
want our- now you want our badges.
How on earth did you make it to the second well without asking for our... This was a test the whole
Yeah,
time. and-
yeah.
You failed.
Woohoo,
Well, I already know.
I hold up my homemade badge.
It's promise to you.
Potential.
I assume you just stuck with Parable. It already fit.
You would think that.
I'm prior.
It's like a different type of parable.
It's a parable.
You're gonna wish you said more prayers.
And Lemillion says, but with faith.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a parable with purpose, is what it is.
Oh, right. What the fuck was it? Lemillion just looks at you and says, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yes, of course. As she says, neither of us are killers at heart, she does look towards Atalanta, and then she says, well, I'm not a killer at heart, but
She seems like a killer.
she seems to have become one. She is one of Count Chance's most trusted tools.
I know that sigil and I know that robe. And if she's coming from a place of the Colosseum, and if Count started those games again, he swore to me he never would. I never wished for it. I would never. Everything I read in that book about the games was horrendous.
Parable, the games, they haven't returned. Count Chance, he put a stop to the games. They've been over for years.
Then why does she wear that sigil?
She wears it because she won the hunt. She gained favor, and her athletic prowess was enough to impress upon the Chance that she needed a position, and perhaps he sought allies, knowing now the hold that Warren and Wheel have over him. In his position, I would have sought allies too.
If I had hoped for anyone to be bound in this world, it would be Count Chance.
That's what I'm telling you, he already is.
Good.
So what's all that mean, friends?
It means that the man that tried to control the people around him is bound and tethered by people stronger than him, it seems. And that is not something I want to change.
Yet, he says no to the games. Warren and Wheel try to place it upon him every day because they know that the souls and the pain that they would gain to power the domain would...
Why don't they just overpower him then? What are they playing at?
Well, 3 are needed for a domain.
That's right.
They're your masters, Warren and Wheel.
The wizard Warren is my master, and Wheel is Atalanta's master. For when Count Chance gave Atalanta position, the authority passed to Wheel.
But you just realized that we're good and that we're good, you and us.
Yes,
So you just had that revelation. So you've been brainwashed.
I was the apprentice of an evil wizard for 5 years.
So
I've been fucking brainwashed.
So you admit that.
Yeah,
So that's
We just wanted to see where you were at.
you were talking shit, and I just wanted to make sure that you knew.
I've been a witch hunter the whole time, and
Were you an undercover cop?
as she says, I've been a witch hunter the whole time. Give me a perception check
Ooh,
or investigation that would also work here.
15.
19. 5.
19 is the only one enough. 15 feels weird. For a second, her visage fuzzes. You catch the slip of disguise self that she's been holding so constantly every day for 5 years. And you see a woman that you recognize, not human, but elven. And you've just seen a picture of her on Mojo's desk as you're now realizing there's like 3 pictures on his desk, 3 wish hunters that are likely out in the world and haven't been heard from or out on missions. And you see that visage for just a second. And then it slips back into this very attractive land of Favori, noble looking woman who seems like she would be a wizard's apprentice, the wizard's wit.
Hmm.
She'll be the wizard wit once she graduates her apprenticeship. But for now, she is the wizard's possessively.
Oh, creepy.
You talk a big game about us trusting you for someone who isn't even willing to let your guard down enough for us to see who you really are.
She looks towards Atalanta and she says, I fear some will not play as nicely as I will for quite as long. Perhaps we should find safer ground.
Yeah, we actually have a place we were going.
Wait, Sin. Papaya? And I want to cover Addie's ears.
You should cover her eyes too.
Covered up.
Just wrap the head.
I think she's been largely taken care of. Prophecy has been, I think, candid enough that we can assume Atalanta has been, sequestered off to the side and now fully web wrapped around the ears and face.
Cool.
She won't suspect a thing.
Do we trust Prophecy enough to take her to Dapples?
I mean, Mojo did. We're like huddled.
Yeah.
Obviously, like sitting over
So
like,
that cartoon thing that
Yeah.
we turn away.
Moment, please.
You keep doing this. And Lemillion walks over and says, anyways, you're rather beautiful, but I do have a girlfriend. And he puts his arm around her.
Okay, so Mojo did let us know that, you know, she was like,
She was on a mission.
she's on a mission.
Have you ever heard of a 5-year mission though? That sounds crazy.
Well, I mean, if she's undercover,
But
she's
how do you
got to
spend
commit to
5
the
years with? I mean, this is really committing. What if she's like succumbed?
If it was with Count Chance, there's no way that she was able to hold herself.
Well, how did you escape?
That's my point. I don't remember.
But she seems to remember. So
I just don't think that we should trust everything she's saying. I think we could possibly trust Dapple to handle this, but I don't think we should trust everything that she's saying.
Do you think if Dapple, her relationship with Mojo and the wizard Willow, that she would know something of prophecy? We can't bring Atalanta there, though. What are we going to do?
We
with her?
can't leave her.
Yeah, but in 42 minutes.
We could feed her to the goats
Oh, God.
or papaya.
or papaya. He hasn't eaten in. How long's it been, papaya?
18 days.
Yeah, just subtitled.
So prophecy.
Break settle.
And your hold for a second. Come over here. Can you remind me, why did Atalanta bring you here? What is her mission, separate from yours?
As an apprentice to the Wizard Warren, I am only at his beck and call, and he commanded that I be here to support Atalanta as I could.
Okay, another moment. So we know that other people, like the Star Callers, you know, from where I grew up,
Mm-hmm.
they're after Raya because like Raya was really special. So what if Atalanta was after her too? I know, but I said before, like trying to throw, calm Raya down. You're doing great, by the way, sweetie. In terms of Raya.
Yeah. I mean, I am a little shaken, but it's quite impressive to see how you all handle such a. I don't know what to do here, and it seems like you guys are all figuring this out.
It would be really nice if you knew a lot more about what to do here, but it's okay. I think we trust you. At the very least, we can agree that you are worth protecting.
Yes.
So
Our mission is to protect her, so
we'll do our best.
At least you're safe. And
It would be really, really lovely though if you had more answers.
Trevor does a little flourish, and
can we
his,
do an insight check? I don't know.
the warding
around.
bond that she has kind of flares a little bit, and I say, Raya, do you think that you can do anything in this situation to help us? I don't want to trust prophecy outright here.
Well, she's awfully cocky for one that thinks that it takes a lot to see into the future. I'm seeing into it right now. You're all seeing into it too. The future comes moment by moment, and to not realize that blinds you to the futures that could be. She looks towards you, Cassi, and she says, and to be so certain as to give yourself the name of prophecy.
It's a little bold.
Is Cassi feeling any type of way?
Like about the call sign specifically?
Yeah, just how confident she is and how certain she is all the time. Because Raya, I feel like, is feeling some type of way about how cocky and confident and certain as someone who seems like, based on their history, should be meek and humble in this moment of like, one second, I'm going to give Raya a roll to see if she's able to put this together. With a natural 20, she says, it's as if in her position, I see her potentials behind and ahead, and I would expect her to be meek and humble as if a lone survivor on a deserted island. Wouldn't you be happy to see friends after such a long time?
Raya, you just gave me an idea, and that's what I think was making me feel off. And I want to, while I'm facing Raya, like use my sword and the reflection thereof looking at prophecy, and I want to cast Zone of Truth.
Ooh.
And I use this kind of feeling of truth and hope that I've been leaning on out of my oath. I turn and I say, is that how you really look?
No,
Could you show us?
I could.
Would you? Now?
No, it would blow my cover.
Your cover, so you have been a wish hunter these years.
I've been a wish hunter as long as She's getting tongue-tied here.
You can't respond with a lie, but you can be evasive yet truthful.
I think as she says, I'm a wish hunter, I've always been a wish hunter, you can just see the stress on her as it strains her to say it. She says it, and it comes out, and she's able to say it.
Okay.
but it's been 5 years, and you see the strain of 5 years on her face of not only being a wish hunter, but the apprentice also to an evil wizard. I think that is palpable, just the dissonance that she's experiencing as she says, it would blow my cover.
I remember when I had to be two people as well, prophecy. And it all had to do with Count Chance. If you're here, are you here to help us? Or are you here to help the Count? Or the wizard Warren?
I'm here to help me, first and foremost.
I can relate to that. I think Parable softens just slightly. He kind of turns to Zin and Cass, and if they haven't noticed that he's cast Zone of Truth, I think she'll answer your questions a little bit more straightforward now. And I think he steps back, kind of like almost offering the stage of this Zone of Truth to Cass and Zin.
What would something that possesses immense wish power be of use to Wizard Warren?
A wizard has many uses for the components to do great magics, but more so, a Dominari's life is only so long as they have the energy of wishes.
So they want to save their domain. Well, and themselves, really.
By stealing from another.
Their domain, like all, will fall with the fall of themselves, and as you can see, Warren looks for an apprentice and found me. Wheel looked for an apprentice and found Atalanta. And Parable, you question why Count Chance might ask you to return. He was raising you, Parable, to be a king of a land that has no kings.
Then why would he bind him? No. Again with the gaslighting.
And I don't need to be put on top of people. I'll rise with them.
Zin minor illusions make him grow a foot.
Yeah.
If we take you to Dapple, and maybe further back to the Two Wells, will your allegiance stay here?
She looks surprised as she says no.
I hate to say that I have to do this. And I think Parable's going to attack.
She says, I saw this coming. And with that, we'll roll initiative.
Oh, dude.
Can we pause? What was the question?
If I take you to see my friends, basically, and back home, are you going to keep your allegiance there? Or are you going to...
At the Two Wells. If you took her to the Two Wells.
Is she going to stay aligned with the Two Wells? Or is she going to be kind to us? Or has she flipped?
She's also like on her own team, it sounds like. So doing it, whatever it takes to free herself.
She sounds turbulent.
Yeah, how Rob's doing this is how I'm vibing, because how I built Parable is like he didn't know where he was tied to coming. He still wanted to go back. There was a massive piece of him that wanted to run back to Count Chance and restart that life because of how brainwashed he was in that support. So I was fully assuming this whole time that this person is brainwashed, trying their best not to, but Parable might feel there's a no hope situation because of how he's like, I barely survived. There's no way anyone else could.
Give me those initiative rolls.
Awesome. That's what we're looking for. Oh, yes. The 22.
Fantastic.
16.
Thank God.
15.
Thank the light. Looks at Zin.
Okay, let's get into it, y'all. First up is Atalanta of the Hunt. However, she is charmed and restrained for now, but she's got to be in there. And next up is Parable.
Yes. All right. I think in this decision, hey, I'm excited.
He's ready.
I think in this decision to, and I'm also a foot taller right now.
I know,
so,
I know.
Minor illusion, but
No compensating here.
I think as I try to as quickly as possible, because my sword's been unsheathed, but raise it up as quickly as possible to I like right at her eye level, and I just want to thrust forward, and I'm going to make an attack roll here with my lucky pen blade.
I'm so
Awesome.
glad you went first because you started this.
Yeah, that worked out.
This is great.
So this is like rapier form, not the luck blade.
Imagine
Yeah.
if Zin was first.
Oh shit.
It's the rapier form, and it is also just I'm just imagining like, swords at my side and it's suddenly up and I'm thrusting forward, but our eyes have not flinched between me and prophecy.
Awesome.
That's 9 plus a 7, so a 16.
It seems as if you hit. Roll with disadvantage though here, as the cloak seems to have a shimmering effect that you pierce the eye that you see, and suddenly it is not the eye where it should be.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we're finding things out. We're learning. We're pivoting.
That's even higher.
Still hitting.
Awesome.
That's a 21.
Fantastic. So still hitting through the illusion. You flavor this for me, but you were quick enough to discern the illusion or pierce through both. What do you think?
Just RP wise, I see her looking at my blade right when I want her to, and I click the pen and I switch it to the other blade.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just RP wise, yeah, I dodged into the other blade.
With rapier form, you do have Vex as a mastery?
I do.
Awesome. So that will...
If you hit a creature with a rapier and deal damage to it, you have advantage on your next attack roll against the creature before the end of your next turn.
So sick. Okay, so that will nullify the disadvantage. Actually, the disadvantage is broken because the cloak that she has, mechanically a cloak of displacement, the disadvantage breaks when she is hit for the first time.
Cool.
And she seems so surprised. As
I meant to do that.
Her after image and before image both splice off, and you cut the true one as Prophecy turns her head just quickly enough as she says, I see that. I thought I saw that coming. As it cuts through and across a cheek, she will take some damage here, and you'll have advantage on your next attack due to Vex.
Awesome. All right, and 11 damage.
Nice. Good
and
stuff.
then I want to, while my sword is still against her cheek, I want to sheath it and cut her again.
Yeah, because you can attack twice.
Yeah.
Sick.
You remembered.
Awesome.
He remembered. Anybody's listening, it's been really hard to remember. Paladins are brand new for me. I've played so much D&D, but Paladins
roll that second hit. Let's ride.
That's so cool.
As your blade can switch forms, are you attacking once more rapier style or longsword style?
Longsword, I think.
Awesome. Blade shifting from rapier to longsword. The physical change is enough to draw blood, but we'll see how effective it is as well.
And I get advantage, right?
Yes, due to your Vex.
That's cool. That's a fat stack, bruh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Thank God I did. I got 23.
Oh.
That will hit.
I'm gonna roll damage first on the longsword here.
I want to say in response to each of these strikes, not only is the cloak seemingly something that she leans on, but she also seems to be moving in such a way that it feels odd to the eye, and she's trying to find a path through fate or the future, and the missteps are a surprise to her at every point. What is the damage here?
I think it's because my luck blade. I think it's something that maybe she can't see as well.
Oh, fantastic. Not only is she out of portent rolls, she is suddenly a little bit more blinded to the future, as she seems a little blinded already to all futures but one.
That's fun
I have
flavor.
goosebumps.
I like that.
That's so cool. So I got 10 damage on that next hit.
Okay.
Great
And as a bonus action, I'm going to Divine Smite.
stuff. Great stuff. Let's see it.
In addition to the Vex, we have Sap, right? From the longsword. If you hit a creature with the longsword, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll until the start of my next turn.
Awesome. Great combo. Advantage for yourself, disadvantage for Prophecy here, as suddenly the future is cloudy.
Amazing. And then we're going to do the Paladin Smite here.
Hit me with that smite.
That's 8 more damage, radiant damage.
Damn, all told,
Crazy.
what is that? All
29 damage, I
told,
think.
29 damage. Holy cow. Good stuff, man.
Nice.
And Parable's gonna flourish the pen blade back out. Just RP wise, I'm bringing the blade back out to my side, and I'm gonna sidestep, staying within range of Prophecy and leaving room for my friends to open attack, and almost like kind of easing around halfling style and flanking.
Does Parable say anything to sort of give us any context as to why he made this advancement?
I
Or
think
is he just trusting?
No, I think I dash to the side and I straight up yell. I said, "She's a liar and she can't trust herself. We can't trust her."
Perfect. Add her to the list. Zid, are you keeping track? It's a long list.
Lemillion, keep an eye on Addie.
You can count on me, my friend. I will be here watching Atalanta like a hawk as he looks down to the side and
Stands there.
Yeah. That is a fantastic turn. Good stuff, Parable. What does your smite look like, especially with your recent interactions with Scotty and a natural domain that spoke of hope and friendship and glory?
Honestly, I think it used to look like this kind of aggressive tear through space. Imagine like sonic booms and things like that. I think this is the first time that Parable's been seeing light come out of these motions and smites. And I think this time he doesn't see the weapon glow. He sees his hand glow and a familiar forearm join his, and he sees Igor kind of come and guide his hand prophetically in an irony up to where to hold the pen and switch.
Fantastic. You see the blade holds memory, and one of those memories guides your hand here to strike such fantastic damage as your smite is bright for the first time and guides you well.
Oh, I think it makes her wound on her cheek glow. So it's just subtle. It's just Parable's forearm glows and the strike leaves with like a bleeding, eerie light out of the wound.
Fantastic. Once more, you could see her. She's trying to react to this, but she's burnt out of portent rolls. And as you move, Parable, are you leaving threat range?
No, I'm staying within range, but I'm behind her trying to
Cool.
leave room and possibly flank.
Awesome.
I'm getting down on my hands and knees so that when she gets pushed, she gets tipped over and just.
What's that called?
Tabletoping, which is a great. Get tabletop. On table. That is next up Papaya, which can take a couple of attacks here, or as an otherworldly steed does have an otherworldly slam attack.
Yeah, I think I have Papaya. I hope he senses what I'm doing, and you actually see him as I draw my sword leave, kind of scuttling off to the side around to the edge, and then jumping and trying to just roll their whole body into prophecy.
Awesome. Roll an attack roll and add your spell attack modifier.
Awesome. 17.
Awesome. That'll hit, and that'll be a D8 of damage plus 2 for the spell level.
Awesome.
Papaya dashes into prophecy, and she once more says, I did not see that coming.
I imagine him actually tucking all his legs in and rolling, and rolling through her for 8 damage.
And then good roll.
Popping his legs back out and sliding to a stop.
Awesome. So good. I can see it in my mind, and the next thing I can see is Cassie moving next.
Incredible. Cassie's gonna back Parable up here and keep up with the heat on prophecy by casting Starry Wisp at her.
Sick. Let's see it.
So Cassie's launching a mode of light at prophecy.
Cool.
And that's going to be a 18 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Great.
As you send one out, you see Raya looks towards you and looks towards her hand and conjures up the same sort of energy, ready to send out after you. She's inspired about how to actually participate in combat-wise in the exact same fashion. She mimics your motion as you send out the Starry Wisp so skillfully.
I love that. I think Cassie also probably feels a tremendous imposter syndrome because I think of all the people, I don't know. Raya seems like someone who we should be attempting to emulate, sort of like this very powerful being, and so just seems counterintuitive to Cassie, I think, at the moment.
Thank you. I love that lesson. I'm still quite new to this world, if you remember, so offensive magic is something to learn, but this looks fun.
Let's see how this goes.
First time someone's playing darts.
Offensive magic. That'll be 13 damage with my Starry Wisp. Get him.
Good stuff with a Starry Wisp. Damn, that.
What type of damage does that do?
That does radiant damage.
Cool. Stacking that radiant.
Hits hard. Is there a side effect of Starry Wisp?
Yes. So very excited about this. Prophecy is going to be emitting a dim light in a 10-foot radius and also cannot benefit from the invisible condition. So I'm hoping this makes her
Spits
feel...
water out.
Dude.
I'm really hoping this makes her feel like she can't hide, even if she could tell the future and act on it. Like, you can't go anywhere. You can't disappear.
Cool.
You are glowing.
Held by light.
And
Cassie,
you look like a
no
target.
more invis whiz, baby.
Thank you.
Cassie, I
She
think
says it best.
something as a wish hunter clicks right now. You've stared at the sky so many times looking for signs, and you have found them. You've had moments with people, interactions, slight and big, where those interactions also seemed like signs, and you made decisive decisions, taking your mother's journal, leading many of the people of Two Wells to a better life in some small way, making them reach their potential. And as you see the signs on prophecy right now, you see the signs of a spellcaster whose every plan, every foresight is being stopped and stunted before it can even be planned. She had invisibility ready to go up, and she suddenly feels, you see the naked vulnerability of surprise and shock and terror on her face, and you read those signs like you've read them on the stars and so many of your good friends.
Cassie might say something like, sometimes it's better not to try to live up to an expectation.
And you see each expectation she continues to set for herself shatters as invisibility is no longer an option. Well done. Is there anything else that Cassie is doing here?
Wow, why did I just imagine you snapping to cast the spell? After you said that, I imagined you like just going like that and the glow.
In a W formation, baby.
Yeah.
It was a little snappy, huh?
I also imagine a harmonic-like effect as this thing shoots through the air and you guys hear echoes of Star Song, Cassie's very own flavor of it.
Aw.
Oh, that's how you make shell phones. You shoot a starry wisp through you shoot a little starry wisp through them and they zoom, 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 and they do Star Song in different frequencies and stuff.
Aw,
That's cool.
I like that. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Raya.
Nice.
Perfect. Raya looks at you. What does a healing word from Cassie to Raya look like?
I think Cassie's standing in front of Raya to sort of be a little bit of a protective barrier, and it just looks like sort of leaning towards her to serve as more of like a closely aligned shield, body shield,
Sick.
and just a transference of that healing energy.
Fantastic. I think Raya feels bolstered with it as well. That is next up. Oh, that is next up, Raya.
And she'll get 8 hit points back.
Thank you for that. Raya is looking much better than she started out at the end of that combat. And that is Zin.
Okie dokie. Zin is going with the flow. Shocker.
But actually,
I think
Bearable gives
she...
in the eyebrow and just zen.
yeah, I think kind of seeing everything start to happen, Zin would like position herself. Like if Parable went in and is now behind, Cassie just hit, I think I'm going to give myself swinging room and kind of say to Akuma, like, we kind of used up all of our energy earlier. You got anything left in the tank? Yeah. Okay, no, you know what? It's fine. I got this. And I think the scimitar that Scotty gave Zin is kind of like starting to heat and like warm up. And so she's like, oh wait, and like grabs it and then just kind of stares at it like, oh man, with a familiarity, but also meeting it for the first time. And out of the blue, just like falls out of her mouth. But she just says, Ignis. And it like goes into flame. And she goes, and like holds it like, oh my God, I didn't know it would do that. Okay.
Akuma matches your surprise. and
Akuma tries to blow it out.
that's my job.
Like, wow. Okay. And Zin is gonna slash at, what's her name? Prophecy. See this coming. Does an 18 hit?
We saw it. You hit.
So she'll get 13 flame, and then I'm gonna do it again.
Nice. Let's see if you hit.
Nice.
She's like
Dude, slashed up. Like
16 hit.
Yes, it will. This is so,
And
guys.
can I hit again with my 2d6?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
The flame's still on fire.
Yeah, flame is still flaming. Look, I'm doing it.
It's honestly a little terrifying. You should slow down. Remember, not too much destruction. Remember to take it in little bursts. Little bursts, you said. Domino effect. Domino.
I'm seeing him hide behind like Zin's head or something.
No, I think he is totally like wrapped around your neck so many times like an overly tight scarf because he's so like a cat like scared of another pet that's entered the house.
That's another 5 damage.
Awesome.
For me, yes, it is very awesome. And another 9.
So 9 total?
14 total.
9 plus 5.
Oh, damn.
14. So
Holy
13 on the first, 14 on the second.
27 total damage.
Holy shit.
Fire damage, if that makes a difference.
That's insane.
And then
What have I done?
Turbo boy.
Itch.
He just pokes his head out from
Yeah, I'm afraid of that sword, but bitch.
And then I think she's gonna I just imagine coming in / perfect form, just like her father taught her, and then scamper kind of away, at least out of melee range, and probably position herself towards Atalanta.
Awesome. You will take 1 opportunity attack as you move out of her threat range.
Then I'm gonna just stay. I think I'm gonna stay.
Cool. Awesome. Staying within range. You're just closed in.
Yeah, I stay in stance, but a little, I hold it a little further out because I'm oh my god, is it gonna drip down the handle?
This is so cool with both of you.
Holy fuck, Zin.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of happened. I don't know.
Cass, did you see that?
I saw.
Akuma, did you see that?
Oh my God.
I love that earlier. I wish I'd been quick enough for this. Last episode, Zen said, everything that with the light has just been fucking me up. And Cassie just lit up Prophecy and Zin went fucking ham on her.
Yes.
And as Prophecy takes all these hits, Parable on one side, Zin on the other, it is Raya up next, who, inspired by Cassie, I think invokes the name of her goddess. And she says, in the name of the goddess Sign, god of luck and omens and all that she has inherited, please guide my hand. And she gathers up a bit of star essence like Cassie did and sends it out in the name of the goddess of luck. That will be a couple of radiant strikes here from Raya. Ooh, just a 10 to hit on the first one will unfortunately not do it, but she will hit with the exact number she needed, a 13 on the second one. And sending off that attack, she'll do, I kid you not, the amount of hit points that Prophecy has left, which is 15.
Oh.
I will ask you,
The stars end it.
Raya feels whatever energy that this group is radiating, especially in the fact that you guys are 3 Dominarii of your own little mini domain. Does she do this lethally or non-lethally?
I feel like lethally, but as an accident.
An accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the stars fell on this person.
The goddess knew better than maybe Raya did.
Now, I also
Yeah.
imagine a naive person in the state that Raya's in, just kind of closing their hand and just reality collapsing
oh,
on this.
That's how much power I
The
have.
universe had an idea in mind and
Yeah.
it's being executed through Raya.
I think in this moment, Cassie, you
That's so well said.
you might be maybe not fearful, but just more understanding of the power that Raya has at her capacity, as I think a star sent out from her fist sent into Prophecy's chest as Prophecy looks at you and says, I never saw this coming. And is collapsed in upon herself as this little bit of star becomes one that consumes everything around it. And Raya ends the fight with Prophecy.
Does she leave behind a little trinket?
Before
What does she
before we
condense
loot.
into? Okay.
Before we loot, we're talking halfling darts a sword out twice across the cheek and steps aside as you almost simultaneously come across with a flaming sword and, stand awaiting right after Cass had made this very formidable entity just freeze in almost fear. And I almost imagine as the star claps in her chest, like nothing, light travels as fast as anything, but I imagine the glow that Cass had emanated around prophecy almost stayed for a second and came after, like, collapsed afterward.
Like a black hole.
Yeah.
Does the
like-
sound then come after?
Yeah, that
Yes.
sound just, yes.
So it's
yes.
like flash of light.
Just very visual for me right now, for all three of us to act so quickly and end a threat so precisely and inevitably against someone named
you
Prophecy.
Hear Atalanta laugh at one of Lemillion's jokes.
Did she by chance?
Just kidding. She's webbed up her full
yeah.
face.
Did by chance once the little happened? Did her glasses fall on the ground? Did she take everything with her?
Give me a luck check to see what might all have fallen. I'll give all of you a luck check separately, and we'll see.
Yeah. 7.
14.
12.
14 and 12 will do it.
Nice.
Unfortunately, asking for what you want in this
It's all
world.
right.
She's an
It's all
eager
right.
beaver. We love it about her.
I just wanted to get him back to Mojo,
Yeah.
I hear you.
You can carry them back.
I think the spectacles drop in front of who'd prefer those dropping at their feet fatefully.
I think RP wise, I think it'd be cool if it honestly dropped between Zin and I as we're standing there. I just imagine us both looking down at the glasses and looking back up at each other. And I think Parable actually bends down, grabs them, and hands them to Zin.
Cool. Awesome. These are gemstone spectacles that you'll have to find out more about, maybe by asking Mojo and investigating, but a wizard of divination wore these daily, so you might assume they could be helpful.
She kind of just like holds them like between the thumb and index fingers, just like
They're still smoking.
yeah. I'm like, oh,
They're
okay.
warm.
Let those cool off a little bit before putting them in my pocket.
I think you should cool off a little bit. You were on fire.
Oh yeah, it's still. I don't know how to turn it off.
Kuma's still.
I think one thing that drops in front of Cassi is a star captured within glass.
Wow.
This is a crystal ball of true seeing.
Whoa.
Cool.
Is it a real star fragment?
You'll have to speak to it to find out.
Oh my fucking God.
I think as you look upon it and into
I'm
it,
your mother too.
Hey babe.
it feels like a song that you could shape. It's not a living star like Raya is. It doesn't live like the stars in the skies do. It feels as if it is meant to be played almost.
It has potential.
It has potential. And
Wow, I never scooped anything up so quick.
you accept this crystal ball, lovely. And I think one last thing that drops in front of all of you is a smoking pair of handcuffs that are glinted in gold and Parable. You know these to be the shackles, told about as one of the worst terrors that the Lands of Fate doesn't do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But what they do mechanically is they work as dimensional shackles, which don't allow you magical teleportation or anything. But on top of that, they come with like constant wish stress, although you don't diminish from it. It's just a side effect of the device itself. They just suck to wear. They make you feel devoid of life. They make you feel as if your fate is decided and every step ahead is one that you must take alone with no other options than to bear this burden. As they smoke, everyone give me an Arcana or investigation check.
Ants do not serve grasshoppers. One more time with the in
Arcana or investigation.
That's a nat 20. I don't care.
Oh.
Any other rolls?
18 Arcana.
13.
Cool. 18 and 13, I think, are enough to get the gist that these are glyphs and wards that you've never seen. Parable, you have worn these. They were at one point burned into your skin. These glyphs of warding that allow nothing but obedience. You see that the last glyph is Favori nobility, stylized language, indicating a star.
Parable looks down at them and he uses his pen blade to kind of go underneath the chain between the cuffs and lifts them up away from him. And he says, I know these. I've worn these, but these aren't for me. I recognize those words. At least that one. It means star. He turns to Sid and Cass.
Raya says, those couldn't have been for me.
No, like I said before, they're definitely here for Parable.
I hate to say, I'm done with the lies.
Well, it doesn't matter, right? We killed her. She's gone. We did the good thing. We did the right thing.
I think it does matter. Raya, I think I knew you were unsafe, but I think that you can't leave our side. We can't leave yours.
Unsafe.
Unsafe. Do you remember how you felt when the domain ended?
I remember.
That feeling of loss. I want you to know that we're here for you, and there will be people that aren't as friendly as us.
She did seem like she wanted something very badly from us. Her future was so set. The three of you show so much, looks at Cassi, potential. An unlimited amount. Hers seemed meant to end there, although I don't know if she saw the path anymore. Seemed meant to end there.
I think she was blinded by the power that you hold, hoping she could take it for herself.
And perhaps wish herself a new life.
I'm noticing there might be many, many others that have the same want.
But I'm safe with you? You three?
Definitely.
Of course.
As long as, if you were to be the safest you could be, we would have to dispose. We would have to handle Atalanta. We have to kill her.
While Zin's talking, Parable is taking the cuffs almost absentmindedly, and he's gonna walk over to Atalanta, cut off her face. Not cut off her face. Jesus Christ!
Slice her face.
No, he's gonna look at the bindings on her face and remove those with his sword, and cross-leggedly sit in front of her, stab his pen blade into the ground, and he's gonna toss the cuffs in front of her, and say, "Is this the fate that you want? Are you here to bind?"
Her jaw looks so set. Is the charm person still active?
Oh yeah.
It has not been an hour.
That's fair. It hasn't been an hour. And again, this doesn't make her your best friend. She just
won't attack us.
She answers you all but grudgingly here.
I drag her to the zone of truth.
Oh.
I have to say, I've only lost once, and it was due to a dirtier trick than the one you played. I respect you all for that. I'll answer your questions, and I'll tell you true. I'll kill you as soon as you unleash me. I am Count Chance's warrior, and I can be nothing else. I'm bound to the sister wheel, her which ways will lead me to power, and Count Chance has promised me a life beyond that of what I had before, and the trap of the life that I will live before. Shackled to the man who forced me to give up everything for him. I now give up everything for a man that I would choose to. And that is Count Chance, and he would have you back, and he would have her in his kingdom as she looks towards Raya.
No.
It's really cute that you think that.
Parable is still staring forward at her, and he takes a moment just to look down and look up. He's like, I remember when there was no convincing me. Are you really beyond help? You can tell me right now. I felt like I was, but listening to others and the people that were there for me.
She looks at you dead in the eyes, and she repeats her oath. I will be bound by the wish, and I will be your wish bound. Count Chance. And she struggles and tries to break free. We'll roll initiative if you guys don't want. I'll allow you guys to flee.
No.
Okay.
What Parable's gonna do?
She says, I'll allow you to flee once.
Cute.
What weapons does she have? Her bow?
She's got her bow. I would ask you guys if you did anything to take stuff off her. Otherwise, it's all bound up with her.
I want to take it from her now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. She is charmed.
She's charmed.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check. Although friendly, a warrior is not without their weapon and would not be down for you just to take it.
You're like, no, I refuse to be in my underwear in front of the
That's a
crowd.
19.
With a 19, you snag the bow before she is
Yes.
able to try to break free. And I will tell you if she does next session.
Okay, I'm going to use as a reaction before that happens my Cosmic Omen of Woe to subtract a d6 from whatever she rolls for initiative.
Okay, she doesn't break free. Why don't we just finish this now?
I think Parable takes the bow and he knows that he doesn't know how to use this weapon, but he's going to take his pen sword and he's going to put it in like an arrow. He's going to draw back and he's going to shoot her and he's say, how about them apples?
Give me an okay, she's bound and restrained. Typically this range attack would be at disadvantage because you're this close, but it's so badass. It's so badass. Give me an attack roll.
Yes. Oh, please. 14
Okay.
to hit.
14 will hit.
7 damage on the first attack. And then I'm going to attack again. Highest is a 17.
That'll hit.
Awesome. And I think my pen shoots back into my hand and I do the same kind of similar attack,
Fantastic.
just RP wise. And I'm going to do roll for damage.
Needless to say, the charming drops as
Perfect.
she starts to struggle here.
We did just hit our friend. So.
It's going to be an additional 8 damage and she's going to be vexed and sapped. And I'm going to use Divine Smite as well, because it worked so well before.
Fantastic.
You said initiative who?
Well, we're still in the same initiative. We're just keeping with rolls, and since Parable was at the top, we will go with Cassi next and Zin following.
Hot.
That is 13 more damage.
13 damage will definitely be helping here. You guys, this is kind of a ticking clock. Atalanta is no joke, same as Prophecy. You handled that well, but it is Cassi up next and little time to spare before Atalanta has a chance to fight back.
Cassie is going to cast Moonbeam once again.
Fuck this one. What's the save?
Constitution saving of 15.
It's a 3 on the die. It's nowhere near 8.
Awesome. She's going to take 20 damage.
Damn.
Fuck.
Sorry.
I love this as Atalanta says, I will be bound by the wish, and threatens her resolve against you all. Cassie sends down a descending column of light that hurts bad.
I think Parable averts his eyes and knowing it's coming from Cass just has a moment of just understanding of how powerful his friends are. Because he's been striking and feeling powerful, but that's to see a beam of light come out of the sky is.
Akuma's kind of quivering in everyone's boots.
I think we're all learning a lot about ourselves and each other today. It's been the longest 24 hours of our lives.
Yeah.
You are the consuming void.
I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Healing Word on Zen this time.
Nice.
Sick.
8 HP.
Nice.
Good
Thank you.
stuff.
I'm up to 23 out of 33.
Star Sound lifts your spirits, Zin. And
Kinda tickle.
next up is Zin.
All right, so this giant light comes down and Zen is like,
Oh, you first of all,
again.
you-
Just making you some
wow,
light to
it's
be
like-
pissed about, Zen.
extra light. And she's just gonna go and slash again. It hasn't turned off yet, so I think I'm just gonna keep swinging it.
It's got a full tank of gas.
You know, like,
Waving it around like it's hot.
it won't turn off.
Akuma trying to blow it out.
Will a 21 hit?
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Sweet.
I didn't know you were a fire dancer.
So that's initially 8 plus another 2d6, 9. So we're working with 17 on that first.
Great stuff, y'all.
Fire, if that does anything. And then I'm going to do it again because it's a backblade and that was a nat 1. So, you know, I can't win them all.
Can't win them all, but I do love Zin as a hexblade because one of my favorite things to think about hexblades is that your strikes are being driven by your charisma right now, right, with that weapon.
Nice.
What does it look like? Does Zin fight in any sort of unconventional ways other than the roaring flames here? as charisma is driving your strikes here. Although you've practiced with the scimitar in the backyard all your childhood, today you find yourself using it with a force of self different than before.
Yeah, before I think when she was learning, it was more of like begrudgingly and like she has to do it and like I'm never going to use this. And now feels like purpose for it and true protection from abuse of power, protection from like, this is how I change the world. Like I can't change the world if I don't do something. And so just with more fervor, I think, and a little bit of like, take that, Dad. Like you wanted me to swing this for you and I'm swinging it for myself.
Fantastic.
Did you take advantage on that last roll?
Oh yeah, you have advantage. Restrained.
Hot. Then I will take advantage on the next roll and get a 21.
Yes, that will definitely hit.
Huge for the program.
Cassie's moonbeam coming down. Is there anything for Cassie that you're feeling as your descending starlight as you give Zin
spotlight?
This combo attack just feels so good between you two.
I think for Cassie now it just feels like this light is coming from her mom, which just makes it feel extra special and like
so cool.
This light has to come from somewhere. It's obviously coming from up above, and so I'm sort of channeling some of that energy, and I think that relates to my new friends here with me because they've been on this journey with me. They've witnessed me having these milestones with Raya and my mom by proxy. So it's just sort of like, you know, these are the people who witnessed me being able to tap into this power. So it just feels like the power of action. Yeah, like how beautiful to have them bear witness to the magic of unleashing your own power.
That's incredible.
And that'll be another 15 fire damage.
Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. You guys are really closing in on the death's door you need Atalanta to cross through. I am touched by the teamwork that I see happening now. It's got to be not your turn anymore, right? So
yeah, no, you can move on. I did my thing.
That is next up Raya, who says, oh, this one's going to be fun.
Yes, queen.
Cassie steps out of the way.
We all step out of the way. Oh. Like Zin was in the spotlight a little bit with the moonbeam and just like, okay.
She winds up with 2 radiant strikes. That'll be a 19 on the die and 24 and a 16. The 16 unfortunately will not hit, but the 24 will sail home. 12 on the die. We love it. That's 2 12s. Raya might be more... I think you guys are seeing like a different dark side of Raya as
the power of like the wishing untold.
Yes, yeah. And just the raw power of another 15 damage puts Atalanta on the brink.
How's she look?
Does she get a turn?
She might if
Lemillion.
Oh, fun.
Let's go, buddy.
Oh, Papaya.
I did skip Papaya's attacks. I'll give Papaya 1 body slam attack. If you want to roll D20, add your spellcasting modifier.
General Grievous style.
It's an 18 hit.
It hits.
Nice. I think Papaya lands down legs all around. Just like that. Menacingly on top of Atalanta and just looks down and uses the last leg that hasn't landed down and just smashes into their back as much as possible.
Oh, so good.
And then damage here.
It reminds me of in the D&D movie when Doric
as
the owl wild shapes and into the ground.
So
that's just 4 damage.
Awesome. That will still
Get it, Papaya.
inch her closer as Lemillion says, this is what I'm best at, fighting someone who can't quite fight back yet. Kill me, but I know will kill me, so it's kind of something I have to do, so on guard.
Lemillion would be immediately canceled.
Yes.
That's a 19 and a nat 20.
Oh! He crits?
He crits. That is going to be a couple of D8s.
This man.
Rising to the occasion.
The stars are on our side tonight, y'all.
I would ask you guys, how does Lemillion finish Atalanta with 18 damage here?
He surreptitiously sneaks under Papaya and says, excuse me, and just pokes her.
Uses someone else's intimidation.
Yes.
I'll just, if you don't mind.
Stab her in the side.
Yeah. I do think if we can have some sort of RP where Parable knocks his blade down before it takes her lethal damage.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to bend down next to her and say, this is the chance that I'm giving you. We're going to walk away. And I know you. I know your reputation precedes you. I'm not to be hunted. You know, if you search inside, what needs to be hunted. And we're going to leave you to find that. Stay away from the light. I want to walk back towards Zen and Cass with that small warning of the wish drinker.
As you walk away, signaling to Lemillion, she's been this whole time, we say can't fight back, but that is because strands of webbing have been breaking with every single movement. She is such a strong and athletic individual. She would have been free in mere moments, as I imagine all these threads of webbing. And finally, you are able to break her down with magic and strikes of steel, and Lemillion, at your nod, conks her on the back of the head.
Yeah.
Rather than delivering the final blow or a slice across the throat as could be. And Atalanta passes out here to be left for the forest. And that is our session.
Oh man. Wow.
Good stuff, y'all.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I'm so glad. Is that okay we didn't kill Addie?
Yeah, I mean, Zen's probably happy about it. We just got to go before she wakes up.
Yeah, I think we were saying it off mic a little bit, but the systematic control that Count Chance has over the people that he has and the conformity of his people and the pressures and to Cass's point, really like prophecy coming in with any plan at all instead of being suffered complete amnesia and a loss of self. And then Addie so resolved, just felt needed.
I really like kind of sending a message back to Chance too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that feels right.
Wow, it sounds. Are we on the after show?
Yeah. See you
Save
tomorrow.
it for the after show.
Cassie, any last insights? Everyone else snuck one in.
No. I'm saving it for the after show.
Hid behind the mic.
She's so good at her job.
Oh no, I'm not
Zen
saying
would be
that.
so jealous.
You guys did a great job. I think we'll manage some of the looting in between session, but
She's got to have a trinket or two.
Atalanta is also indeed stacked, as anyone of the Favori nobility is. We can
gotta take her broom. Anyways, save it for
I'll
the
give you.
after show.
I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what you guys take off of Atalanta. A stone necklace that is a stone with an empty circle inside of it, the energy bow, as well as, if you so choose, a boomerang that you find within her gear, as well as a wand, and her broom came with her as well.
I don't know if everything will fit on the cloud, to be honest.
Well,
Well, if one of us takes the broom, we can fill our satchel.
This is what I'm saying. I think
We can give stuff to Dapple.
one of you should take the broom. I know you already can fly.
How will she get back to send a message if she doesn't have a fucking broom?
I don't care.
Oh.
Ooh, the wish drinker's still out there. After show. Fuck.
After show.
God
After
damn
show.
it.
Cool. Well, that's what you get. We'll decide who gets what, and we'll figure out what happens next time. As you guys will have to round up with Dapple and check in there. But for now, I've got my stuff to say here.
I want to give the bow to Raya.
That seems dope.
And then like as
Then we
Zinner
can
Cass gets the broom, I get the boomerang because I look like Link from Zelda.
Sick. That is sick. I love that.
And for what was the other the amulet?
Yeah, she had an amulet that had a perfectly round stone with a hole through it.
Lemillion.
Well, after we find out what it does.
He'll use it as a condom.
No, I'll use it to give to Dapple to win her favor over Lemillion.
Hey, now he's thinking.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's a 4 foot.
Is that
thought?
stone necklace smiling at me? I think but I do have my thing to say, which is this has been a bite-sized dice roll twice told time.
Nope, not that one.
This has been a bite. Shut the fuck up, guys.
Yeah.
This has been a bite-sized dice roll, twice told story told by yours truly, Rob Whitehead, and brought to life by my players, G, Maya, and Sav. To post about the show, use hashtag DiceSized. That's DICESIZED. For more like this, follow us on Instagram and find us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/DiceSized.
Dice-sized.